Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening and thank you for tuning into a brand new episode of The Nation Wants to Know. I'm Deepti Sachdeva. The Nation wants to know that what really is the merit behind that big charge that is being leveled against Rahul Gandhi, that he hates the country, that he is sitting with those and meeting with those who have an anti-India agenda. We might not even have to, take too much of a trouble to answer that question. Like they say, the answer is blowing in the winds. A lot of times a picture captures the essence far better than what words can do. On your screen right now is a picture. If you look at that picture very, very closely, you will of course see Rahul Gandhi. But the other individual that has been highlighted in most of these pictures that you see on your screens is Ilhan Omar. Now, for those of you not very familiar about who Ilhan Omar is and why she gets highlighted in the same picture like Rahul Gandhi, I'll tell you during the course of this conversation that what really is her credential. But for the moment, I want to tell you just this little bit that she is a known India beta. She's spoken against the country. She's spoken against our sovereignty. She was in the POK in 2022, and this is where the MEA said that this is not acceptable. She's a part of the US Congress. Rahul Gandhi right now is on a trip to the US. He said a lot in the last many days that has become controversial. But then this picture. Now, Rahul Gandhi is visiting the US as the LOP, the leader of the opposition. The BJP is saying, what was the need for Rahul Gandhi to go and meet with Ilhan Omar? What is it that she brings to the table? What is the message that Rahul Gandhi wants to send out? That's the question we also asked of the Congress. So before I tell you more of this story and take this ahead, I want to play out exactly what the Congress has said about this picture. Are they sorry or they believe that this is a picture of good spirit and good democracy?
किसने देश को तोड़ने की बात की? वहां सांसदों के एक समूह से अगर वो मिल रहे हैं तो इन्हें आपत्ति है। अरे वो वहां की कांग्रेस वुमन है, उसमें इन्हें क्या आपत्ति है? और अगर ज्यादा ही आपत्ति है तो इनको कहिए कि जरा चिट्ठी लिखें स्टेट डिपार्टमेंट को और कहें कि इल्हान उमर के खिलाफ एक्शन लिया जाए। आप किस किस से मिलते हैं विदेश में? हम सार्वजनिक चाहते हैं उस लिस्ट को। प्रधानमंत्री विदेश जाते हैं, किस किस से मिलते हैं?
So Pawan Khera is saying प्रधानमंत्री विदेश जाते हैं, ना जाने किस किस से मिलते हैं, आप वो लिस्ट सार्वजनिक ही नहीं करते. But maybe Pawan Khera does not know what happened in 2019. Now when you look at this picture, remember there are times where India has said no. There are delegations, and in delegations there are individuals who India does not approve. And then India has said, no, we are not meeting this delegation unless and until you decide to exclude a particular individual. So was Rahul Gandhi not aware of Ilhan Omar being a part of the delegation? Or was he aware and in spite of that he goes ahead to meet Ilhan Omar? Or did he not know what Ilhan Omar really stands for? Or maybe option 4, that he has done this with an agenda. Now in 2019, the External Affairs Minister, Dr. S. Jaishankar, cancels a meeting with the US lawmakers. He cancels it. He said, I am not taking part in this meeting. Do you know why? Because this delegation had a congresswoman by the name of Pramila Jayapal. Pramila Jayapal again had introduced a resolution calling on India to uphold human rights in Kashmir. Dr. S. Jaishankar said, nothing doing. Unless and until you exclude her from this delegation, I will not meet the rest of the delegation also. So he said no. So if Pawan Khera says कि हम क्या करते, एक delegation था, हमने मिल लिया, maybe he does not know the entire story then. The BJP today has come all guns blazing against Rahul Gandhi and they say, we told you so. Rahul Gandhi has a pattern of speaking and operating against the country. Listen.
नेता प्रतिपक्ष बने हैं जिन्होंने किसी घोषित भारत विरोधी सांसद के साथ मुलाकात करके अपने मधुर मनोभावों की अभिव्यक्ति की है. अमेरिकी सांसद इल्हान उमर जो भारत विरोधी वक्तव्यों और स्टैंड के लिए विख्यात और कुख्यात हैं.
So what really is the problem? Why has Rahul Gandhi gone ahead to do what he has done? Has he been ill-advised? Or do people do not care? They do not care about the sentiments of all of us back home here. Let's quickly introduce our panel of guests. We have Tom Varakan, the national spokesperson of the BJP on the show. Professor Jyotsna is the national spokesperson of the TDP. We also have Arasin Singh Saab, who's joining us, and he, remember, is an authority on a lot of internal security and external security questions, and he will just sift the politics away to tell you why this is a real problem at hand. We also have Rohan Mitra, political analyst. He does lean towards the Congress. Chandrasekhar Jhaji is leader of the Shiv Sena UBT on the show. And Pranay Ajmera is leader of the NCP Sharad Pawar faction. He's completing our panel. Rohan, let's begin by asking you what really happened. Was Rahul Gandhi not aware of who will be a part of this delegation? I see you smiling already. So maybe, you can obviously preempt the question. So you want to tell me what happened? Was this a faux pas, a goof up, plain simple ignorance, or I do not care?
Deepti, can you hear me? I'm finding
yes.
the topic of this debate and the conjectures and everything which is coming out of this debate very funny. Let me just explain why. When you invite me on this show, I'm a guest on your show. The other panelists on this show, they are your choice, right? This lady, Ilhan Omar, who you've pointed out, Mr. Gandhi is visiting the US. She's an elected congresswoman who represents the Democratic Party of the USA.
Correct.
Mr. Rahul Gandhi was being hosted by a different individual, different congressman. I'm forgetting his name. If you see, he was Mr. Travis, somebody who was hosting him. So if Mr. Travis is hosting a delegation where Mr. Rahul Gandhi is an invite, how does Mr. Rahul Gandhi decide who is going to be there? This is not in India. He's gone to the US. He's gone to the office. It's not that he's gone to somebody's house. And if you see that meeting, it's clearly seen that there are 6 people in that room. Ms. Ilhan Omar, whoever this lady is, who's been known for a pro. I'm not debating that with you. The point is, you're finding that Mr. Rahul Gandhi, for whatever reason, that he's the leader of the opposition in India, he's gone. He wants to put out the pictures that he's meeting a known Indian beater. How does it help him as a politician in India?
So why did he do this?
This is ludicrous that these kind of conversations are coming up. The BJP, from the last 2 days, they have been insinuating a lot of conjectures, a lot of things. Today, you see the reservation debate, the Home Minister, the UP Chief Minister, they have picked up on a fake interview, edited interview, and said that Mr. Rahul Gandhi has said that he wants to end reservation, whereas Mr. Rahul Gandhi has said that he wants to increase the reservation above 50%. This is what the BJP does. Even when Mr. Rahul Gandhi wasn't the leader of the opposition, when he used to visit these countries, they used to make a huge debate out of it. We've seen how India has reacted.
Rohan, you're going general, I'm going very specific. Are you saying this picture is fake? Are you saying this picture is edited? We'll bring up the picture again on our screens. And, there is a simple word in English language that says no thank you. Rahul Gandhi saw that Ilhan is standing right there in the room. He possibly could have just excused himself and said, no, I'm not meeting this delegation till Ilhan is a part of this. And that would have been a statement, no?
If I buy, I'm going to take your word on it, and I'm going to say that if he took that picture and if he didn't excuse himself, that makes him an anti-national. That makes him somebody who wants India to, not prosper. Is that what, as a leader of the opposition in India, why would somebody want to portray himself like that? So that this whole agenda goes.
So are you saying this happened unknowingly, Rohan? He was not aware of Ilhan. He was clearly not aware of what Ilhan stands for.
Deepti, this lady is an elected congresswoman. They are also a democratic country where they have free right to speech. If this woman, and the fact of this woman, whatever she says, there are people who are cross-checking her on her stand in America. Mr. Gandhi is not there to support anybody who's anti-national, anti-India. This thing should be stopped.
Is Ilhan Omar anti-India?
You want to make conjectures, fair enough.
Rohan, I'll make this simpler. I'll ask you a simple question before I get in the other panelists. Do you believe she's anti-India?
I have seen her in POK, where she has visited Pakistan. I don't know in what capacity she was there. Was it on an individual capacity, or she was sent by the American government? So who am I to comment on that? But I have seen her comments. She's anti-Israel.
Is that so difficult? Is that so difficult? If you would have just Googled Ilhan Omar plus India, you would have heard the tirade of these comments, the tons of these resolutions, her going to the POK, the MEA then making it very clear that this is narrow-minded politics. I don't understand, Rohan. What do you get out of this? What do you get out of this? Tell me.
What are you getting out of this? You think that as a political party, we are going to be seen with anti-nationals and talking badly about India in the foreign? This is what Mr. Modi has done since 2014. He has gone abroad and he has badmouthed whatever India stood for before 2014. That is Mr. Modi. That is not Mr. Rahul Gandhi. Here he's gone to visit a delegation of elected congressmen and women in an office. And this lady was there. And she's
Okay, for
elected...
you, she's just an elected congresswoman. You will not look at the fact about what she has said vis-a-vis the country, not to the fact that she's gone to the POK. And as a country, India has taken a position on her. And let me just educate you on why why you could have also said no. In 2019, I just began with that entire issue where you had Dr. S. Jaishankar, who said no to meeting a delegation again after they did not want to exclude the Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal.
Okay.
That has happened.
Let me answer
That has happened. You can criticize that later, but that is a statement that India is making. As an LOP, Rohan, when you're traveling, as an LOP, you have enough number of responsibilities to speak for the country, to stand for the country at least. But okay, I will get in Chandrasekhar Jhaji. Perhaps he'll be able to help you. Now, Chandrasekhar ji, there is a leader in your party by the name of Priyanka Chaturvedi. I was looking at her Twitter timeline. She has not said a word about what has happened so far. Not a word about this picture. May I ask why?
See, everybody has a freedom to visit any country, and everybody...
Freedom to visit any country.
Yes, and everybody is enjoying their right. And whom they are meeting and whom they are questioning or whom they are answering is their own choice. If you see currently what is happening, this is a kind of debate which is being made on a notional basis.
Notional basis? Mr. Jha, if I may ask you, sir, what is notional about this debate?
No, the thing is that Mr. Rahul Gandhi had visited somewhere in the office of the congressman. Elected representatives have come. So if BJP laments that it's a anti-national issue, so they should come out with the facts. What was the talk between them? They should also expose what has happened in the meeting. So these things have not come out. Just by lamenting notional and revengeful talks against Mr. Rahul Gandhi will not be helpful.
I think you missed the point where you think that this is about Rahul Gandhi. This is about the country. This is about the country. It's not about Rahul Gandhi or an individual. And we as a country take a position. I think at a loss of words, Pranay, if you can, come in here before I get in RSN Singh, Tom and Jyotsna ji into the conversation. Mr. Jha says it's okay. Anyone can go and visit any country. It's not a big deal. So Ilhan Omar can go to the POK. She can speak about the right of self-determination. She can move an anti-India resolution saying India is guilty of violating religious freedom. Rahul Gandhi can meet her. What's the big deal? Are you with the same standard position?
Deepti ji, I'm not actually with the same position, but I have a point which must be considered while we are discussing international issues. Mr. Rahul Gandhi is a leader of opposition of the entire country, and he's just not a Congress leader. Let's accept this point. He has gone there in his capacity as leader of opposition, and we have to accept this fact that international diplomacy is an abstract phenomenon.
Okay.
In international platforms, we have to see. At times we have to share dice with the nations whom we don't share with whom we don't share a good bond.
Okay.
At times we have to be on the stage where a representation from the country we had a painful past is there, and we have to share dice with them. You cannot decide your guest when you are on the international platform. And today, what has happened is Rahul Gandhi ji has visited an office where a group of leaders from the US had come. And here, an elected representative of US, that is Ilhan Omar, was also there. So when Mr. Rahul Gandhi is meeting with this kind of people on an international platform, I think much should not be read about it. What has happened here is BJP is not getting any issue against Rahul Gandhi, and BJP is somewhere scared of the rising.
Pranay, you don't believe this is an issue? You don't believe this is an issue we must be talking about,
really
and Rahul Gandhi must be concerned about, at least as an LOP?
Deepti ji, I feel this issue if this is an issue, it has to be looked upon with a broader perspective.
Okay.
It has to be looked in a way where internationally, globally, different nations come together and sit with each other to resolve issues or to discuss issues.
Okay.
Tomorrow, if someone from Pakistan comes, do we share a good bond with Pakistan? No. But our leaders from, even if from the opposition party and from the party in power, sit with Pakistani leaders and discuss issues. Do we really think that that makes an issue? No, because internationally we have to share dice with
Okay,
people.
so you're saying in diplomacy there are times, Tom, when you also have to engage with the critics. So why is the BJP making such a big deal about this picture?
The gentleman from the NCP talked about a larger perspective. So I think I will share a larger perspective. The background of this three-day meeting, three-day trip to US started off with a statement on 6 that he said that, well, they will not be allowed to wear turbans and kadas and they won't be able to go to Gurdwaras. Now that was a line which has been ratified by the Khalistanis in Canada.
Correct.
And the gentleman. So that is one. Then he goes on to say that democracy has been non-existence, and that if elections are not held properly, the election commission. Now, these are things he has spoken. Have you ever heard of an LOP going to a foreign country and saying that our institutions are all rotten and then democracy is over and dead? Democracy was killed by Indira Gandhi during emergency, my friend. This is nothing. What have we seen? We have seen no 356 against any state, and count the number of president's rule that the Congress party brought in. That's democracy. That is democracy. And the act of this young man of tearing the ordinance, which was passed by his own government, that is permissible because that is not against democracy. Look at the larger picture. He is operating under the toolkit of anti-Indian operators. And this is not a small incident. They're trying to pass it off. Well, there was a photo opportunity, came there. You know, when you are a diplomat, when you represent a country, you have to meet everybody. There's a lot of people he hasn't met. He has met somebody who's sharply anti-Indian. She has been on POK at the expense of Pakistani government. She has been there. She's been staying there. She's issued this. She has tried to pass resolutions. And what all has she done? And here they say, well, it was just a casual meeting, That's all part of the toolkit. And you know one thing, Deepti, 4 attempts have been made on the railways, locomotives. And Rahul Gandhi has been meeting the locomotive chiefs. The railways have said they are not Indian. No, please let me complete this. The picture is complete. The dotted lines are complete. He wants to create a situation where there's trouble in India, which we Indians will not let him. He is an LOP, be it so, but he has to work within the framework of the Constitution, which he is not.
Okay, Jyotsna ji, do you concur with what you've just heard from Tom, that Rahul actually is becoming a problem? He's an LOP. He does not realize his position. He does not realize the responsibility that this position really comes with.
Sorry to say that, Deepti ji, but I think certain acts of his are actually depicting that. Because I don't mind. See, one of the panelists said, kya ho jata hai? You go out, you meet on different platforms, you have to meet with different kinds of people. You might not endorse what they are saying, but you have to meet them. Yes, of course, absolutely. But at the same time, when you are the leader of opposition of India and you are going out of India, trying to have interactions with people outside India, the only thing you should do is increase and improve and probably standardize the image of India. That's what I believe. हमें अंदरूनी कुछ भी हो जाए. Within the country, you fight with the government, you do whatever you want to. Absolutely, yes. Things are going wrong, you talk to the government, you agitate, you do whatever you want to, nobody is stopping you. But when you go out of the country, probably you have to improve the image of the country. That's one thing, which he has miserably failed, I should say. He goes out and talks about India being not democratic, the present government, I'm sorry. And again, he talks about 6, probably that's unwarranted.
Yes.
Unwarranted comments. And also coming to this particular lady whom he has met, yes, it was an, let's assume, and also probably believe what they are saying, that nahi, ye to accidental meeting tha. ठीक है? Whenever you go outside and you have some scheduled meetings, I believe it's not a debate.
Yes.
Dipti, it's not a debate like I have come in. Even when I come in, I ask your guest coordinators, kaun aa raha hai? Dusre party se kaun aa raha hai? I ask them. I ask them. And again, when you go out, probably you take a list of people whom you are meeting. That's bare minimum that anybody does, I believe. Any diplomat does. And again, when you are meeting somebody, yes, when leaders meet anyone, they can meet anyone. There's no doubt about that, Deepti ji. But you must be cautious as to, you should not lend voices or lend legitimacy to the voices that actually could undermine India's sovereignty or integrity. You should never do that.
And I think that's a fair point.
Careful about that.
Yes, Jyotsna ji, that's a fair point that you're making. Now that the politicians have spoken, Hardeep Singh Saab, how do you look at the entire story? Is there a real problem when you have a Rahul Gandhi who's in the same room like Ilhan Omar, or this is just a part of diplomacy? You have to engage and win over your critics also.
It was mentioned earlier in your debate that he is gone in the capacity of leader of the opposition. But that is the capacity he has gone in. But who is he representing? Is he representing India? In fact, the San Francisco paper has raised serious doubt whether Rahul Gandhi, was representing India or Pakistan. And then now he is the LOP. What explains his, trips earlier, every 2 months? You go through the entire history of, post-independent India. Have you seen such footprints abroad of any leader, tell me? Every 2 months. Sometimes known, sometimes unknown. Sometimes his destinations, God knows where it is a matter of speculation. And about his mother, it was not known at all. Not known at all. Now I ask you a very simple question, and that is the kind of worry. And that you may be from any party, any this thing. The way our leaders are going abroad and washing their dirty linen in public. Tell me, is the reverse true? There were elections in Britain. Did the Labour Party or Conservative Party, did they come to India and try and hobnob with your politicians here? Or try to wash their dirty linen here? There are elections now round the corner in US.
Correct.
As Trump and Kamala Harris, have they come to India? What are you? अरे शर्म कीजिए अरे कुछ तो आप somebody said you call somebody an anti-national. Rahul Gandhi, he went to Cambridge and he said that India is not a nation, it is a union of states.
Yes, he did.
Nation का मतलब क्या होता है मैडम? Nation means राष्ट्र, ठीक है? तो जो नेशन में नहीं बिलीव करता है उसको आप क्या बोलेंगे? उसको आप एंटी नेशनल बोलेंगे कि नहीं बोलेंगे? आप सर मत हिलाइए। और सुनिए, आप जो कह रहे हैं ना, who is a patriot? A patriot is the one who sees his glass half full, not glass half empty. और आप fault lines की बात कर रहे हैं, Dalits, Sikhs, Muslims, have you asked the Americans about their fault lines? Did he point out the fault lines to them? And then, चलिए ये तो he has gone in leader of the opposition. वो Xi Jinping के overbearing presence में वो MOU, उसका तो आप details दीजिए.
I think RSN Singh Saab, you've touched a lot of these raw nerves. Rohan, only 5 seconds. At least begin with an apology. Maybe you can say that Rahul Gandhi was not well informed to sit with Ilhan Omar.
I'm shocked and ashamed that there are people to defend him in these kind of acts.
Rohan, Rohan, last 5 seconds, Rohan.
Yeah, I'm just saying that, can you hear me?
Yes, go
Mr.
on.
Singh is a guest on your show. I'm a guest on your show. He was blatantly lying. There was no newspaper headlines. That was an edited news that Mr. Gandhi is representing India or Pakistan.
Rohan,
And
is
the
this
second
picture
point,
also
the
is this
Trump-
picture
the
also a
Trump
lie and a propaganda?
2020, Mr. Trump coming to India, what was that?
I mean, saying sorry is it's not a very difficult thing to do. If you've made a mistake, you're in public life, accept that you've done something wrong, but you stand with the country, Rohan.
He's lying, Dipti. I'm not here to put lies out there. I can say, I told you that the Home Minister also, Mr. Gandhi, did not speak about reservation at all. The whole news, the debate that Mr. Gandhi is against reservation, these pieces straight out lies. So why would I going to take that? And the fact is, this,
Okay, I think Rohan, but Arasan Singh Saab is making a lot of other fair points that have been discussed. We haven't seen the Congress responding to that. We leave it there and we'll wait and see what happens. Singh Saab, you've raised a lot of important points only for war of time. Jyotsna ji and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. We'll continue to track that story for the moment. Thank you.